And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Digital Bullpen. This is episode 5. Today, we have Mr. Trusty Psychic in the house, and of course, myself, Ortiz. How you doing, Trusty?
I'm doing good. E, how about you?
I'm doing very well, man. As a matter of fact, we were talking earlier, and El Wapo has an interesting concept that hopefully, when he joins, he can do more. He can tell us more about it. He's basically thinking about doing like Image did, where Image was the umbrella, but not being a company like Image was, but then it had different studios. And of
Right.
course, they worked under the same uh space. So El Guapo was thinking, and El Guapo, you there, brother?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
So I'm me see if I'm conveying your thoughts uh correctly. So what we were talking about is having the umbrella of the digital bullpen, even though we're not associated in the same aspect as a digital bullpen, and then have each studio like Good Dog Press, a Wapo Studios, and and all that good stuff, but still work under this umbrella where we just alternate on channels like Good Dog Press and I are doing, and incorporate like maybe a Wapo into the rotation. And so it'll be like
Yeah.
the digital bullpen, but then every studio, of course, has their own studio. And then, of course, El Guapo was saying that it'd be good because then we can sharpen each other's skills and talk about those things while we're on these streams. Helping each other out, improve the art, and pushing things to the limits.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely. I mean, I'm all about improving the art.
yeah, so the reason that came about, it just kind of hit me, is that when back in the '90s, I was basically just like an inker. I always drew and painted and stuff like that, but I didn't really know like how to do comics and stuff. And so I remember joining the illustration studio that was a part of Steve Warren. Now Steve Warren was a fantasy artist uh, in the 80s and 90s, and he was known as what's called a good girl artist. So while everyone was doing the bad girl stuff, he was main. I see that Pope Fire has joined us. Hello, Pope Fire.
There she is.
Hi.
How you doing?
I was falling asleep and then I got the link here and I wanted to hop on because I love oatmeal.
Oh yeah, I thought it was because Trusty Skykick was working on your Pope Fire.
That may have been a big part of it as well.
Oh, I think that's the real reason. But you know what? I'll take the false pretense of love. Sure.
Well, I mean, I'm really excited for this piece because it's Starfire with the little baby Night Pope.
Oh, it looks really nice. I like it.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
Trusty was worried that he wouldn't be able to do it, and I had faith in him.
Chelsea did a great job on that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I went and looked at plenty of reference before I got
Yeah.
started. I'm not good at drawing babies, so I looked at a lot of them first.
Dude, babies are so hard. They're the hardest things to draw. You never know
Yeah.
what to put down. Almost always they end up looking older than what you want them to.
That's it exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm having technical difficulties with my Clip Studio, so I'm gonna turn that off. Go ahead, Pope Fire.
Because see, I've tried to get commissions of like Kid Nightstar before, because I don't like Nightstar to look older than Starfire, because I tend to get Starfire pieces, Nightwing pieces, and then Nightstar pieces. And I always try to get Nightstar a little bit younger, but there's a lot of artists that can't do like the children, which I get and stuff. It's just so sad sometimes because I'm like I just want like a teenage Nightstar so she doesn't look older than Starfire.
Right.
Right.
Good Dog Press has joined the house as well.
The squirrel, the rejected squirrel is what I should say.
Wow. Dr. Vateman says, you know what the stream
Haters
needs?
gonna hate. That's all I'm gonna say.
How you doing, Manny?
I'll just shake it off. Shake it off. What's up?
So
Too much hate coming from some people nowadays. What's up with that?
that's just because they love you, man, and they just don't know how to express it. Some people have been they haven't had healthy relationships growing up, so they don't know how to truly express love. and the only way they know is the way they've been treated, you know, and it's sad. It's sad, but you know, it's something that we have to look at and understand that it's not what they really mean, you know.
I know. How you doing, E? How
I'm
you doing?
doing.
How you doing, Caesar?
Hey, what's going on, Manny?
And Frin.
So Dr. Bateman is saying that this stream needs more Ghostbuster art. And Raggedy Man says this is going to be awesome. Booster Kiwi is side-eyeing us, I think. I believe. At Profile the Start shows her love by calling me and it hurts my feelings. So he calls him out, you know, a dumb tail, just to be on the safe side.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he likes it. That's how we talk. Is just hey,
you know.
And then he's like, yeah, no, he likes it. I promise you, he likes it. It's okay.
I'm pretty sure that he does. That's beside the point. You know, it goes back to what I was saying. Some people they weren't loved the right way, and this just goes to prove my point.
Well, maybe it also has to do with somebody bailing on a certain Pope on Saturday. And Pope being all sad. And
thank God for what he did to me that night. I'm so happy.
I'm excited though, because do you think that game is going to be fun? Where we let the chat kind of decide what the artist draws?
I guess.
It's a little like whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, exactly. I like it.
I think it should be okay. So what you did when you started off was pretty cool. You had Adrian come in. You picked Adrian's thing. So whoever comes after Adrian picks. You know that would have been cool.
Right.
Yeah. So
I think that's what we're gonna start.
Yeah.
I am so tired.
And it just so happens something happened and somebody's looking out for me that night. That's all I'm going to say about it.
So there's a therapy group for Booster in the chat. Dr. Breckman says, there's help, Booster. You're not alone. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes it's a heavy price to pay, Booster, for the love of the Pope fire.
Meat sticks.
You should see what I do to Pope Raven. Oh man, it's only Tuesday.
Well, you know, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it the way I'm looking at it. It's almost the weekend again.
Almost Tuesday.
That's right. We've only had one work day, and we're almost halfway through the week now. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what's going on here.
Hey, Mike. What day is it today? Tomorrow. Alrighty. So
did y'all know that Brian Shearer is doing like a mech book? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Gunship Thunder Punch.
Right.
It's already funded.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay. Oh, you know what I could do? I can go. All right, good. Yeah, so I looked at it and I was like, whoa, that looks pretty nice. It reminds me of Transformers type deal thing.
Well, that is what he's good at. I mean, he's good at a lot of things, but that's one of the things he's most known for.
Yeah, I know. The book looks good, man. I mean, from what I saw. I was like, whoa. That was pretty interesting news. Well, it's for me anyway. Because I didn't know what was going on with that.
If you guys want, Gary Shipman is selling prints on his shop, and I put the link in there.
Oh yeah, I got some of his stuff. I got some Gary Shipman stuff. I got some Melly Fernandez stuff.
He did a really cool Robin.
I gotta support my boy Good Dog when he's ready to do his thing.
Well, I'm so excited for Good Dogs. You gotta do the streamer variant cover. It's genius because you'll have the streamers promoting it, and then you'll already have people that are wanting to buy it.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see some artwork on that variant cover because I'm not doing it. So, I mean, I mean, I did the breakdowns, but I'm not doing the final product. So, I just gave him the idea of what I wanted. So it'll be interesting how it comes out.
I just think that was super smart to just put various streamers on there because it's the best way to promote yourself because they'll do it for you.
Well, it was just something I wanted to do for us. It's like,
Mhm.
we always hang out, so why not try to promote you guys too? It's not only promoting Skunk Girl, but you guys all helped me promote it. I mean, going on streams with you and Shabby and Ortiz. I mean,
And
Tank
wearing
Barrett.
pants.
Most people on there do have pants on, except for Niobe, Little Girl Letho, and what you call Skunk Girl, and of course, the Trigger and KG. They don't have pants on either. And we finally found out who's going to be looking up Little Girl Letho's skirt.
Oh God.
That way, I don't get anybody embarrassed. It's a character, so nobody gets to be embarrassed. Nobody gets to go, oh no, I didn't want to be there, But we still have Vestry's butt. Still don't know who's going to go up there. Oh boy.
It's so fun coming back into a conversation in the middle.
Yeah.
Who's going to go up Vestry's butt?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, it's prime real estate. It's going to be whoever goes there. People are going to notice. It's like, who is this character? So we got Trigger looking up Little Girl Letho and KG looking up Little Girl Letho's skirt. It's kind of, and we're going to do it very tastefully. It's kind of stupid. I mean, it's a stupid premise, and it's so genius. Tank came up with it. It's
I'm gonna start a petition to get Kit to be in the Skunk Girl comic.
Oh God, the Skunk Girl comic is already drawn. There's only
It's gonna be an issue 2.
Okay, Skunk Girl. 56 pages are drawn. 4 pages are not drawn. And the reason why the 4 pages are not drawn yet, because they are going to be the splash pages. It's going to be the introduction of the SJWs. So I want to take my time on that. I'm going to take my time on that, and I'm going to take my time on the fight scene. There's a big fight scene that it's a two-page splash also. So those 2 pages, I'm waiting. I've done breakdowns. I'm not happy with it. I'm still tweaking it a little bit. I want these 2 to be super awesome because I'm going to keep them for myself. And then someday somebody's going to say, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars for that. I'm like, here you go. Those are going to be really nice.
That's right. Go wait till they increase in value first.
Oh, yeah. Because if the SJWs ever do go off in a spin-off, that's going to be the 2 introduction pages. So I need to make them perfect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they will be very valuable.
Fire is making me exhausted.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Profile.
I know. What's wrong with this, man? Fire coming
I'm
from
usually asleep.
Oh, man.
Asleep at this time.
Those things happen. Well, I can't draw because I have to reboot my system, and I can't because we're on stream. So,
Oh, if you do that, we're done.
yeah.
It's
So,
okay. It's okay. I'll draw instead.
thanks. Because apparently
Oh, Lord.
my processors I can't seem to pre-up any processors on this laptop, which is really beginning to irritate me. But hey, Red Kryptonite is in the house. He's saying, "What up, guys? Long time no see. Welcome to the stream, Red Kryptonite. Don't forget to smash that like button." We have on the panel today El Guapo from El Guapo Comics.
What's up?
We have Pope Fire. We have Good Dog Press. We have Trusty Psychic, who is drawing a piece for Pope Fire, which prompted her to jump on the stream. And
Hey, I was gonna come on either or for just 5 minutes.
Yeah,
just Trusty's
why?
getting me to stay.
oh, is that what it is? I'm getting you to stay. I didn't know that. Bethany Ferrix is in the house as well. It's been a long time since I've seen her on the stream. So, welcome everybody.
You know who else we haven't seen in a while is Lorenzo. Where's Lorenzo?
He's doing his thing, I think.
I've seen him in chats, but I haven't seen him out and about on people's streams though.
Trudy, I don't mind.
Is she singing to herself?
Yeah.
I don't know. Booster was singing today, and it got songs stuck in my head. I've had to look at my horse song stuck in my head all week.
Oh, poor thing. What is she singing?
You know, I don't know, and I leave it alone, man.
It's
I
so
leave.
soft. It sounds like that creepy song, "Nice Kitty," something kitty.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Oh my lord! Scary. It's a scary night, people. Whenever Pope Fire's around, it's scary.
Okay. I am gonna draw the best thing ever, and Oatmeal's gonna be like, "Wow, Pope Fire, that's really impressive," and I'll be like, "I know."
Well, the best thing you drew was the little thing I use sometimes for my videos. The little.
God, that took forever.
I love it. When I remember to use it, is amazing. I put it as a thumbnail. Remember? Well, because it's on my phone and not on my computer. So whenever I get on my phone and do the editing and whatnot, then I put that one because I like that one a lot. You know.
Yeah, I like drawing Ninja. I draw Your Friendly Neighborhood Ninja probably the most of everyone else. Even Pope Fire, like I'll draw Ninja. I've drawn Ninja, his Ninja clan. I made him and Skinny Ninja like family and stuff. It's pretty.
Whatever happened?
I just like Ninja. I like drawing him. It's fun. He's been busy with like family and stuff. He's got his own little like Ninja clan and stuff. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. No.
In the meantime,
we miss his little giggles.
I know, I do too. He's a really cool guy.
Dr. Bankman is asking if Pope Fire is taking song requests, and in the meantime and in between time, we're over here looking at Mr. Hey, Bloodthirsty Gaming is in the house. Thanks for joining us, Bloody. Don't forget to hit that like button for us. We're looking at El Guapo. He's doing a panel here. What are you working on, El Guapo?
Drawing a church exterior, which is the establishing shot in the first page of the second issue of Chango. Yeah, that's what it is. It's actually a church I went to when I was a kid.
Nice.
St. Peter's Church in Hartford, Connecticut.
There's your lesson in 3-point perspective, kids.
There it is.
Is that 3 or 2? Oh, yeah, it is.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Up here, here, and here.
Yep.
It's kind of it makes the building look bigger than it is in the space.
Right.
That it's confined and kind of gives it a more of a dramatic feel to it.
I don't get how booster screens for pain.
So tell us more about Chango, just in case we got new people that don't know about Chango yet.
Yeah, so it's a story of a mother and her son. The death of the father is very traumatic for them, and the mother tries to kind of heal the relationship with the son, who's become very distant. They end up going on a family vacation to visit some of her husband's relatives, and they end up going to Santee Alley in California. And the reason that her son is excited, at least for that part of it, is because he's gonna actually try to contact the demons that are around him that he sees, and see if he can get rid of them once and for all.
Nice. That's pretty awesome, man. I can't believe you're getting that 3-point perspective off of that one photo, man. That's pretty doggone impressive.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. I don't know, it's really not that hard. So I don't know if I could just quickly do do you guys mind if I just do a little teaching for a moment?
No, knock yourself out.
All right,
Everybody loves that stuff.
So the thing with this is getting your setup, all your grid going. All right, you guys understand the grid and all the perspectives and everything, right? And so you break this down not as a whole, but in sections. So I want to make sure that I have this rectangular shape in there, okay? And then this secondary shape is basically a square that has a point on it. and then this one here is just a smaller. So I do it in sections, okay, and bring everything to the points that I need to do, and then I just start filling in everything around it. Now, you got things like this circle here, so you got to draw the square, and then you do your circle within there, making sure you meet the lines, and so that it naturally falls into perspective when you lay it all down. But if you just do it section by section and then just join it, you can look at any picture and put it into the right perspective. I don't know if that's if you guys understand what I'm saying there, but
I get you.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful concept.
I like it too. It's easy enough to understand. Shinobi
Yeah.
Raccoon has joined the stream.
Hey,
How you doing,
Shinobi.
Shinobi?
You'll be
Just good, just fine.
awesome.
So, who's all in the discussion?
The panel today is El Guapo, Good Dog Press, Pope Fire, the Starfire Goddess, yourself.
I finished my piece, by the way.
I saw it on the Twitter. I appreciate it.
No. White box me. It's perfect. I promise.
Oh, okay, hold
Yeah.
on.
Nice,
There we go.
yeah, nice to meet you finally, Pope Fire.
It's nice to meet you as well. A person that I clearly know.
Yes. And of course, we have Trusty Psychic, who is drawing a commission for Pope Fire, which prompted Pope Fire to come visit us. Now, normally she doesn't hang out with the Geritol crew, but she made an exception today. So we greatly appreciate her youthful exuberance in this stream.
Yeah, I feel like the old person in this, though. Everybody else is so energetic, and I'm the one that's worn down.
Bethany says she loves the Pope Fire thing, the Pope Fire artwork.
Thank you.
Joshua Hughes says she loves what Pope Fire did.
Artwork, not mine.
Yeah. No, we're gonna white box you next. We're working on it. Hold on, buddy. Boom. And now we're on
No.
Trusty.
That was because mine was just so perfect, Trusty, that
That was it. That's it. You know. I might as well just quit now. I mean, there's no point in going on.
I know, right? No, you gotta finish
I'm a
it.
complete failure.
Dr. Baker says I'm older. Dr. Crash.
I love her hair. Oh my god, you gave her a star earring. That's so cute.
Hey, Starfire needs love too.
Right.
Oh, and I love the hat.
Yeah. Pope told me earlier, make the hat bigger.
Yeah.
The hat was too small, and she was right.
Sure.
She's absolutely right.
Well, I wanted the hat to be too big for her. I was like, yeah, that'll be a lot cuter. This is actually for Night Pope. Night Pope had a foot surgery, so I wanted her to be a little cheered up.
Well, Trusty Sidekick's artwork does cheer a lot of people up.
Yeah. Doing your own Starfire fan art there, Trusty?
It's actually for Pope Fire. It's a commission for her.
Oh.
Yeah. 11 times out of 10, if you see a Starfire, it's mine.
Those things happen.
Pope Fire and Pope Raven are two different people, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
No, we're extremely different. Like, we're the extreme, like, same person. I swear to God. That's why we're able to do things at the exact same time. It's just multiple personality disorder.
So you like Crazy Jane?
yeah, Crazy Jane. I was gonna say that.
I also have the ability to type like a man when I want to. No, it was actually really funny when people started figuring out that we were different people, because me and Pope Raven would get into like Twitter arguments, which would end with us saying that we love each other, and then people would be like, "What the heck is wrong with you, Pope Fire?" And I'm like, "It's Pope Raven. It's a completely different person."
Yeah, those things happen.
Well, given you have all these SJW Marvel Twitter accounts popping up online, it's sometimes hard to tell.
Right. I guess.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so Marcus Given, my mod is in the house. Thank goodness. I was beginning to wonder that if Marcus Given had forsaken us. but he is back saying hello to everybody. We're doing good. Marcus, how about yourself? You know,
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I wanted. Oh, by the way, Betty, thank you for encouraging me to enter your contest. Although I couldn't watch the stream because work.
Oh, thank you for entering. It was awesome.
Who
Great work.
won?
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Don't ask. Don't
I
ask.
think I know who won it. It was Pope Raven, wasn't it?
It was super close, though.
Who?
It was close. It's not like Raven ran away with it.
Mm.
Raggedy Man was right there.
How many votes did mine get?
I think you only fell short by 2. Was that
Well, the worst part is I accidentally submitted the wrong one, and Pope Raven was very upset. Because, see, I didn't mean to submit for Pope Raven. I was just trying to show you Pope Raven's sketch.
I got the DM, so don't make up a new story.
No, I swear to God, like I was
got
just
the
trying to
receipts.
show you. I was just trying to show you the cool sketch, and I ended up sending you the wrong one.
Oh boy.
all right. So
Yeah.
I've been. Hold on one second. So I've been asking who's on the panel. So I'm gonna white box them as I mention them. I'm not starting from where I see him. We got El Guapo from El Guapo Comics. He's working on a establishing shop for his book. And then, not doing anything tonight is Good Dog Press with his beautiful skunk girl icon.
I'm doing a lot. It's just I can't show you guys anything because I'm actually putting the files together. So I got all the pages open.
Oh yeah.
No
I can't
way.
see that.
Can't see that. Can't see
Nope.
that. Don't
No, I
spoil.
can't show
No
that at all.
spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm working. I am super working.
Right. And then we have Pope Fire. She's a guest today. Better known as the #1 Starfire fan in many communities. She's working on her stuff right here, which is a whole bunch of Pope Fires. We also have today Shinobi Raccoon, who's coming to join us. We have as well Mr. Trusty Psychic, a fan favorite and a steady panelist here on this channel. And we have myself, who I wish I could be doing some work, but my computer's the only way I can get everything to work is if I reboot. And if I reboot, it'll mess up the stream. So I'm just going back to doing what I do best, hosting and talking garbage.
Understandable.
Well, you can always restart.
No, because it'll mess up everything.
We'll come back.
No. I don't want to mess up the flow and be like yesterday with Manny, where he restarted and then we had to go to a whole
It can become our thing.
You know, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, man. No, it's okay,
You don't wanna do
man.
that, man. You know?
All I ever do is ink anyway, and
You don't want to
that's
boomer that bad, huh?
yeah. All I ever do
Inking
is
is important, man.
it's it's boring stuff. Nobody likes it. Everybody likes the flash, you know.
Well, if albeit don't sell yourself short, because realistically in comics, no one sees the pencils; they see the ink. So
That is
remember
true.
that.
Mhm. That is very,
Right.
very true. Very, very true. Very true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I know, and I do enjoy inking. I think it's therapeutical for me more than anything, especially on the digital spectrum, because I can do whatever I want to and Control Z, delete the layer, start all over again. It doesn't matter. I can interpret the same.
It's only real
drawing.
life like that.
Yeah, no, it's not. It isn't. And I do enjoy digital inking a lot, because I am left-handed and I have a tendency to smear and smudge a lot,
Right.
which is not good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think pencils are more my specialty, but since I don't have an inker, I'm forcing myself to learn how to ink properly.
No, that's not a bad thing to do.
So, if you want to know, if you want to be able to ink well and you're mostly penciling, my suggestion for you on that, and someone taught me this, is that you pencil like an inker. And what I mean by that is that when you're inking pencils, you're taking your tool, whether it's a crow quill, a brush, a tech pen, you're doing the thick to thin, you're varying the line weights, things that are closer have a bolder line, things in the distance have a lighter line, things in the middle have a little bit more detail, stuff like that. So when you're penciling, if you pencil like an inker, when you go to ink it, you've got a pretty good foundation so that you can at least have an idea of what it's going to look like when it's done. So if you look at guys like David Finch, his stuff, if you were just to darken it just right, it would look inked because he does what an inker would do, but he does it in pencils.
Right. So I'm doing it somewhat right then.
Yeah, is that it? Is that it right there, Shinobi?
Kind of. I do try to. I do try to keep in mind where things should be, where lines should be thinner than others.
Right. So you're inking in vector layer right now, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What I inked first was the background. Like what I inked just now were the curtains.
Right.
So is that Nerd Wonder on the right?
Yes.
That's good.
Man, I love that face right there.
She liked it too. Yeah, but I actually like Nerd Wonder's critiques because she always tells me what I'm doing right.
Yeah.
Out as opposed to, oh, this is good, or oh, this is good. I mean, the whole community is good with their critiques. I mean, they tell me what I'm doing right, they tell me what I'm doing wrong, or.
All right, Dave. E, that's a good segue right there. You wanna? I don't think Shinobi heard your intro.
Oh, my intro. Well, it's actually more your brainchild than anything else.
That's all right, but you're the host, you're the moderator. I'm just drawing. I'm having a hard time focusing.
No problem. So here's the thing, right? So we were talking on the DMs, the DM that Trusty and I and Mr. Guapo is in, and we were talking about doing a digital version of what Image did. Well, Image was the umbrella, and the digital bullpen with the umbrella would be like the umbrella, and then everybody had their own studio, like Shinobi Raccoon Studios, El Guapo Studios, Good Dog Press, which is Good Dog Studio, as separate entities that work in the same house. Not in the same house as in the same company, but like in the same digital space.
Right.
So then of course people want to rotate these shows out. Like me and Good Dog and I already rotate out, but maybe rotate it out with a couple of more channels if Good Dog doesn't mind. And that way everybody under the house, under the digital bullpen per se, and then there's their independent projects, we'll get some love. And then on top of that, we'll treat it as a physical studio where people are there helping each other out, teaching each other and pushing the artwork, which is a great idea. But there's a lot of people, so we'll see how that works out. But we're thinking about it, and I haven't ran it past El Many yet. So
I thought we were doing that already, dude.
You are, but we're bringing a Wapo in now.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, and then
that's what this whole thing was. That's why we kiddingly called ourselves the digital bullpen.
Right. But that now that's been said and done, it's like a great concept. I think it's beautiful. I think we can call it.
I think it's a good idea. I mean that way you can get streams that normally don't. Rotating it that way will help streams that don't get as many participants as others can actually get some of that attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I don't mind, to be honest with you. I think it's great, and I think it'll take a lot of pressure off of. Manny, I don't think Manny feels a lot of pressure, but sometimes, when I got to do a lot of the hosting and talking and carrying the weight, sometimes, even though it's very normal for me, because I do talk a lot, I can dominate a whole stream with no problem. I think Potefire done left. Marcus says if everybody that's on the panel can at least type hi on the chat so he can get the links, so he can post their channels so people can go sub to them, that would be awesome. But I think he's got everybody's links already.
Yeah, I think Marcus already took care of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea really with that is, say for instance, all right, Shinobi, you got a few pages done, you got some layouts done, okay? Before you go into finishing, that sort of thing, we can get whoever is moderating that plus a couple other people, whoever else is in there, to kind of like give some input as far as, how you're telling your story, or, not so much drawing in style, even though that there's some importance to that. But with comics, it's mostly, it's all about storytelling. So,
right.
If we could just help each other with that, because as I was saying before here, one of the best experiences I had was working in the studio. Everyone's working on a different project under the umbrella of the studio. But, you have one artist looking over your shoulder and say, hey, man, that looks pretty good. Did you ever think about maybe trying this or that? You know what I'm saying? And when it's in that situation, you're not really offended, because that's really coming out great. Whoever's getting Lightbox right now, it's awesome. I love that face. But anyway, yeah, so, it's almost like I remember, having Steve Warren look over my shoulder when I'm, was working on a fantasy piece, and it's like, oh man, that looks really good, but you should try this, and maybe add this to it, just kind of like, and then just that little bit of input here and there, the little changes that you make that maybe you're not thinking about, someone else's eye sees something different, and really just improves your pieces.
Right.
Shady Deeds has joined the chat. Welcome to the stream, Shady Deeds.
Yeah. I like that idea. When Maranya was actually tuning into my streams before YouTube decided to hide my channel, she actually gave me quite a lot of help with my pieces.
Yeah, that's really, that's what it's about.
Yeah, we were talking about Brian Shearer earlier, and he talks about the times when he was in the actual physical studio in Tsunami Studios. Now it's just kind of a banner that if they're all at conventions, they've got their matching banners. But they used to actually be in a physical studio space in downtown Greensboro, and you do get a lot of energy and people working off of each other. And he was in there with Rick Ketchum, who Rick has since passed away, but when he was alive, he was a fantastic inker, very clean, crisp lines, and I know he taught Brian quite a bit. I didn't get to work with him very much. He taught me a little bit, but yeah, it just really helps being around other people and seeing how other people work and techniques that they use.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, if you're working on a project, we don't want you to put out your spoilers out there, but if you're working on like pages that can be shared, because I don't want anybody's project to be spoiled by by the stream, anything like that. Because I know, like I said,
if it's something that you can show and get other people interested, that's
well, definitely. What part of this is to get people interested, right? That's what Manny's been doing for the last 8 monts, right? Drawing Skunk Girl and improving Skunk Girl and polishing Skunk Girl and having Skunk Girl competitions, getting the word out there.
And then Rick Piper kills her last night.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That looks so horrible. That looked like what was that movie Hotel? Psycho. That looked like a scene from Psycho, man.
It was.
Is this the tomato soup? The tomato soup? Yeah. I didn't get to finish seeing that.
Oh, you saw it.
But yeah, that's what what I'm doing with Shieldboy right now. Seeing, playing with different looks, playing with her costume design until I find something I like.
Yeah.
Another aspect of sort of sharing the channels, joining up, and pushing each other like that is different time zones. Like El Guapo and I and whoever else could get together a little bit earlier in the evening, when you guys might still be at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, the East Coast gang are gonna lead the West Coast gang. Oh no.
No. We just sort of get a little momentum and then we carry it over. See,
That's what that's what me and Manny used to do when I was in the East Coast. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yep.
When I was in the East Coast, I would start, and then when my time was up, Manny would start his stream, and we kind of roll over to his channel.
Mm-hmm.
But then I moved to the West Coast, and so now it's more,
Reasonable.
yeah, let me. Since I can't do anything, at least I did finish one ink piece not too long ago. So at least I could show that for a little bit. Paulo Romero's in the house. Yeah, that's not bad. It's always good to be able to do that. They can start off with Guapo Comics. He's East Coast, and all that good stuff. But the thing is that we want to support him as well as not just have him on the show. That's the killer part for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I just don't want to have if he's having a stream, I want to try to go support him. I want to watch the stream if I can.
Right.
He was having his. I dropped by on his channel real quick, give him a thumbs up. But then it was time for me to get this going. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or maybe next time we'll just join in on him.
Mm-hmm.
He could start it off, and then we'll just kind of fall in.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I just. I don't know. It's not. It's just. It's an idea, and because I think we're all different types of people. I want them to drop in, and the digital collective. You can do. Manny's Good Dog Digital Collective, yours, me, and whoever else, and it's kind of like like you say, rotated around, but. The focus is comics. We could talk about comics, making comics, our experiences, comics, techniques maybe that we've heard about, picked up, things we're trying out.
Yeah.
Just basically stuff like that, because like I said, I really miss that studio experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I don't get that because I never had that experience, but I understand what you're trying to say.
Dude, I'm telling you that you would love it. There's nothing like it. It really is. When you have someone that you can speak to, that can honestly critique your work and is not, trying to be a jerk, like when I showed my artwork to John Byrne, and he was basically like, yeah, this is good, kid, just here, draw that hand smaller. And it's like, yeah, seriously, John Byrne, there's like no one else here in this store right now. You can at least, you're like a pro. I like know nothing. The best you can do is make the hand smaller.
Yeah,
what
people,
am I?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was done.
Yeah, I went to the SuperCon, which is it's called GalaxyCon now in Raleigh. And I met a guy named Paul Pelleter.
Oh, yeah.
He was the nicest guy out of the professional artists that were there. So he is the only one I bought a piece from. Everybody else was a jerk. And I did not buy a piece from any of them. Like, because I give myself a budget, like when we go to the con, I give myself a budget, like $400 or whatever. because not only because I bring my wife with me, and she's beginning to like the artwork and the culture and all that stuff. So she likes to buy prints, and I like to buy originals and prints and whatever. So I give myself a budget, like whatever that budget is. I'll say I'll go to the con with $400. Those $400 are completely, totally apart from the tickets and anything else I'm doing. This is just for the sole purpose of supporting artists. You know, maybe buying some independent books and whatnot. But wow. But wow, you know, some of the guys that were there, they were just terrible, you know, and so
You know,
no. Now,
You know,
not
I can
only-
understand.
Go
I can
ahead, go
understand. I can understand people working on, say, Batman or Superman, like your Brian Michael Bendis acting that way. Although that's not the smartest way to go about getting a fan base. But if you're an indie, you'd think you'd dial the ego down.
Well, no, these guys were Marvel guys. These guys
Yeah,
were
Paul
Marvel and
Pelletier is
DC
a
guys.
Marvel guy.
Yeah,
Ah,
Paul is
okay.
Paul was not only was he nice and humble
And
Right.
talented.
and talented, he gave me the piece for lower than his asking price. On top of all that, you know, I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, go ahead. And of course, Paul just does pencils, but his pencils are freaking amazing.
Mhm.
I don't know. Justin Regan is his comics dropped by. Pablo Romero asked, "Did you make the hand smaller?"
I did, but the rest of the body was so badly drawn. I'm like, all right, so I got this beautiful hand, but this rest of this train wreck looks like
Jeez.
crap.
Right, right. If someone, if somebody would have told Rob Liefeld to make the foot larger,
If someone had told him to make a
What
foot, Rob, you got to make a foot.
yeah, that's not a foot. That's a. I don't know what that stump is.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to give the guy. He has drawn feet, and you know people bang on Rob Liefeld, but Jim Lee doesn't draw feet all the time either.
No, he doesn't.
Mhm.
No.
But you know, Ian, you mentioned Paul Pelletier. He was actually the person who gave me my first solo paying work.
Right.
But yeah,
He had been working for Alpha Productions, a little company in the Northeast, and I had submitted stuff to everybody back then. It was the early '90s, and my wife, calls me. I'm working out in the yard. She said, "Honey, you have a telephone call. Do you know a Paul Pelletier?" And I'm like, "What?" Ran inside. And he's like, "Yeah, we want to get you to do a little 8-page story in an anthology we're doing." So
Yeah, no, he was the nicest guy out of all of them. Not only was he nice, but the guys that were jerks to me, who were pros, he was nice to them as well. And they acted like they didn't know who he was. I'm pretty sure he's been in the industry way longer than they were.
oh heck yeah! I mean, gosh, he's done some great Aquaman stuff too.
Aquaman, Hulk. I mean, the guy's a. What was his biggest? Was it Superboy that he did? He had a great run on Superboy.
Did he?
It was either that. Was it Superboy? I remember. I think it was.
Yeah, and so I have his pencils. I actually inked them over them. Well, I didn't ink over his pencils. I scanned them in and inked them. It's one of the first inking things I did. Do I still got that running around somewhere? It's a Wolverine piece. That's why I bought it. I don't know if I have it. I'm gonna look for it, man.
there we are.
You know, I have to see if I have it. I make no promises. Let's see, file, open.
Here's the anniversary book that Alpha Productions put out
Nice.
a year or so ago, and so this is Paul's work, and this was some early stuff that he did, way back then, back in the '90s, for this Task Force Alpha.
Yeah, that's great work. He's so his info. Every time I saw his stuff, it reminded me like a John Byrne mixed with Alan Davis kind of vibe.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, man. It was like a perfect blend, And the difference is that John Byrne kind of dissed me. He was a jerk trying to help me out, but the guy could draw. But what John Byrne couldn't do is make beautiful faces differently, and Paul could do that, man. Even though he drew some pretty faces on these females. They're just absolutely gorgeous.
Different artists, different weaknesses.
That's one of the things I always admired about Perez is, especially later on, you know, his people all looked different. They had different facial structures. When he was doing New Teen Titans, Raven's face didn't look like Starfire's face, didn't look like Wonder Girl's face, didn't look like Terra's face. They were all distinct and different.
Right. Yeah. One thing I didn't like about 90s Image comics was, and this probably could have been because of what I saw in Youngblood, is that all of them seem to have that one emotion of I am angry.
Yeah, there was a lot of gritted teeth.
Yeah,
and a lot of teeth too.
It's
More
like
teeth than humans have.
Yeah, it's like, are you angry? Did you have too much cheese and you're constipated? What's going on there?
I cannot find the Wolverine one that he did, which is not very fun.
Yes.
But
And why are you dressing that superhero costume all the time? Do you not have a day job?
Yeah, that's true. But this is a Hulk he did. Let me see if it's showing.
Yeah. Well,
that's a Hulk he did, and I started working on that one. I mean,
that looks cool.
Yeah, that's a pencil.
I think I remember this scene.
Yeah, that's from let's see, Incredible Hulk 632, page 18. If I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, he did that, and it's amazing. Look at that. I mean, just disregard the inks I put over his pencils, but
still, that actually looks like a powerful Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, his characters really have weight. I mean, they have volume. They really feel solid. Like Kevin Sharp. Kevin Sharp is really good at drawing figures that really look like they occupy space.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed.
Let's see. Josh the Rican in his comic says, with being that said, you guys, great stuff. Happy to find you, Mr. Ortiz. Open doors to the art and digital content and great channels. Thanks, Rod. We really appreciate it. He says, good night, all. So good night, Rod. Y'all, I hope you have a blessed evening. Rod is just a Rican in his comics. We like that. We like him. We're trying to. So what I did with Rod is I gave him a copy of Lone Star. So he can give us an honest review from a comic enthusiast who's never heard of anything from this independent side of the world. And that's what he's going to work for us. And hopefully it doesn't bring him any backlash. Because you know, the thing is, if people don't know what we're doing, if we're only catering to our small group and never trying to branch out and reach other people, then what's the point?
Yeah. I mean, that's something I never really wanted to do, is like cater to only one set of people over politics, because you're really limiting yourself when you do that.
Yeah. So what I was so my whole thing is, you know, since I got 2 copies, I'll give Rod one and let him look at it and give us his honest review. Now, Mike Miller is a good person to start with because he was a pro and his artwork is pretty amazing. So I guess what we'll be telling will be what he thinks of the storytelling itself. So I'm interested to see somebody who has no opinion, no bias against CG or independent comic to give their honest assessment of the comic book.
Yeah. I'd like to see Ethan Van Sciver do that again. Like, he would say, like, remember when he first got onto YouTube and he took works that people who weren't exactly pros in the comics and said, okay, I like this, but you need to work on this. I'd like to see you work on this area here.
You talking about his brutal reviews?
Yes.
Brutally honest portfolio reviews. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, somebody else did brutal reviews. Was that
Art
Teaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jim Lee does them as well too.
Yeah.
And
but yeah, I would. That was back when I actually started to like EVS, and I would really like to see him get back to that.
Yeah, but
instead of social justice warriors, this or
yeah, that's the thing that I don't like. You know, I like the artwork, and I think I'm really interested to see like what him and maybe his partner Comics Jabroni may have to say, because they love comics. They go, their whole channel is about comics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just really, really interested. No bias, no nothing, just an honest review of what they think about some of this independent work. And I'll probably be sliding some more books to him later on as it goes. But I just want an honest review. I'm kind of biased because I like the independent movement. And I found some great people here, like Good Thought Press, El Guapo recently, Trusty, you, Shinobi, and you find people that want to do great things, and that's awesome. But we're in our bubble now, This is like our little echo chamber, if you will, right? But we need ideas from the outside world, and I definitely want people from the outside to see, great things happening in the independent comic books. Everybody still likes Image, and Dark Horse. And Marvel and DC, not in that not in specifically in that order, but these are main. You can call these companies now mainstream. Like Image wasn't mainstream, but you can say that Image is mainstream now. You know what I mean? You can say that Dark Horse is mainstream now, if that makes any sense, because these are established labels. You know.
Yeah, I think even Dynamite Comics can be classified as mainstream, given they have licensed work like Red Sonja and The Shadow and
sure,
that used to be pulp related stuff.
Yeah, and these are books you can find at comic book shops. These books like The Unbreathable Skunk Girl, Chango from the Shinobi Raccoon. These are books that may or may not make it to the comic book shops. You know what I'm saying?
Especially at the rate I'm going.
Yeah, but I mean, I would love for people to say, "Hey, I really, really want this book, and I would like to buy it from your shop." And I would like that, the perception to be broken and say, "Look, if it's a good book, put it in your shop, regardless of where it came from."
Exactly.
You're only killing yourself by not giving your customers what they want.
Right. So, I mean, the way I see it, like, that's what comic book shops ought to be for. The comics that aren't your Spider-Man or your Batman or your Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got room for everything. I mean, I just wish, like, that instead of that people could just go to the comic book shop and say, look, I really want the comics books, I really want the LCSs to maintain a physical presence, as instead of being a digital thing where you buy it on Amazon or whatever, but in order to do that, you're going to have to expand. You're going to have to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to invest in some of these books, CG books, non-CG books, or whatever, Kickstarter books, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Maybe buy me like maybe talk to the creator, say, hey, can I get a 10-book tier so I can put it in my shop?
Yeah, or even your deadbeat if it's good, or even your deadbeats if it's good enough.
Because most of the people that do these books sign them.
Yeah.
So a Mike Miller signature signed book is still a Mike Miller signed book, regardless of what it is. You still got Mike Miller's signature. Ethan Van Sciver signed book is still an EVS book. You know what I'm saying?
A John Malin book is still a John Malin book.
Right. Et cetera, Manny and Wapo, all them people, they're signing these books. You don't have to go to a convention to find them, to get them to sign a book or anything like that. It's pre-signed. So that's something, I don't know. I don't own a comic book shop. I couldn't tell you,
Right. I never charge for my signature either.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Neil Adams does though. And
Neil Adams.
I mean, he didn't charge me, but his prints were like $80. So I think the price of signature were included.
So I got a funny Neil Adams story. So I tell you, that really is coming out gorgeous. I was at a convention and I love Neil Adams stuff. Right? I think he's an all-time great. So he had this calendar there, and so I was looking at it, and everything. I was like, well, I want to buy it, but I don't know if I want to open it. I know all the pictures that are in it, all the illustrations. I'm familiar with them. So I bought it from him, and I said, "Hey, would you mind signing it?" And he looked at me. He was gonna, he's like, "Well, you can see how much he was thinking about what he was gonna charge me, But I said, "Well, I'll take a print too, And it's all right, fine." So he signs my calendar, and he looks at me like, "You're gonna turn around and sell this. I know that, right?" So I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I'm a big fan and everything. So I saw him again a couple years later, and I knew he was going to be at the show. So I brought the calendar, and it was like wrapped in cellophane, and his signature was still on there. It's like I treated this thing pristinely. So I brought it up to him, and I just said, "Oh, by the way, just want to let you know I never opened it." And his signature was on there. He just kind of laughed and looked at me like, "All right, kid, thanks a lot."
Yeah. If you have not been to a Comic-Con to check out Neil Adams' booth, Neil Adams' booth has neon lights. It's like 4 or 5 tables worth of merchandise. He's got 4 or 5,
and the velvet ropes.
No, I don't know about the velvet ropes and the bouncer, but he does have like 4 or 5 helpers or people that work with him.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, at first I felt bad because I can't find Neil Adams, and they said you'll see when you see his booth, you'll know, because he was the first time he was at the Raleigh SuperCon, which is not called GalaxyCon, but back then it was the Raleigh SuperCon. Boy, I flipped that corner, saw the neon lights. I was like, yeah, I found them. Never mind. See,
getting south of the border.
Man, oh man, I was like, wow. See, people don't know about south of the border in South Carolina there.
No,
but okay. So south of the border is like in Dillon, South Carolina. It's right at the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. That's how you know you're getting close to North Carolina. You start seeing Pedro signs, and if you ever go down 90, well, see, you're in Florida, but if you ever go up north. To 95 north towards like Washington, New York, or anything like that.
I drove down to Florida when I moved down here.
Oh, so then you saw. So did you take 95?
Oh yeah.
Then you saw south of the border.
Oh yeah.
You saw south of the border. It has all the stupid little Pedro signs.
It's like a mile marker, and so then you get down to it. You're like, well, I don't want to just drive it. They've been advertising this thing for like the past 350 miles. So you pull into the place, and it's like the most disappointing thing you'll ever see in your life.
I've lived in that area for 20 plus years and never went to south of the border. Just drove by it every single time.
Yeah, we never stopped either.
It's like, really? This is it?
Raggedy Man knows. He says you're a wiener at Pedro's. He's seen the signs.
Wiener, yeah. And it's great because they're not just signs; they're 3-dimensional. Some of them they have, they built out like a sombrero that actually projects out into space in 3 dimensions.
Oh my!
It's great.
Goodness. Adrian says, "Boy, Adrian T2099 is liking the trusty side, the piece." Ara Gilanian says Adam had, oh my goodness, John, Chris Art is in the house.
Woohoo!
That was quick. Y'all caught me that fast.
Well, I try to catch you when you're on my streams, buddy.
Hey, what's that?
You and I started this together. How can I not announce the great Josh Chris Art? The Copic Kid. Otherwise known as the as the new Upper Deck Man of the Year. Shoot. Ryan Cardinal has also joined the stream.
What up?
Hey, Ryan.
My goodness. How's everybody doing today?
We're doing well, man. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And anytime, man. Any friend of Mayonnaise is a friend of mine.
Friend of everybody.
Oh, Marcus Gibbons just saw the Brock, and as soon that's the thing about Josh. As soon as people see those colored pieces by Josh, they lose their minds. Adrian says the bullpen is getting big. That's the beauty of being digital. Having a digital bullpen, it could be as big or as small as it needs to be.
Yep.
I love it.
Ooh.
Hey, works for Angling Team's Thunderdomes.
Ooh, let me see what Ryan Cardinal is working on. Let's see. Ah, he's doing that piece from yesterday. Nice.
Almost got this wrapped up, and I could start the coloring on it.
Nice.
Cool.
We're gonna check Trusty again. He's got his hand casted up.
Just put a song so I won't smear it so much. Oh, but I did want to share with everybody. I finished that Ned Stark piece that I worked on when we did At the Altar on Manny's channel and did Game of Thrones. So
Awesome.
threw a little Copic in the background just to give it some depth.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Very, very good.
Very, very good.
Very good. So, man, Josh, how you been, brother?
Oh, I'm here. That's about it, man. Just waiting for those Copics to get here.
Josh, I think Josh has stock in the Copic factory.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you don't, you should.
Probably.
Trusty says the era is the man. Yeah, man, it's good to have Josh on, man. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right without my boy Josh.
I feel slighted.
Well, and Manny, of course. But Manny knows. Manny started somewhere else. Josh and I started somewhere else. We just kind of melded together.
We blended.
We blended into one big show that just keeps happening.
Family.
Yeah, then Manny brought everybody else in. Everybody else on this panel is by Manny. Manny brought everybody else in.
It's the power of Skunk Girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's the power of the pheromones.
I think so. But now they've been like family. Trusty is like a brother, and El Guapo is like a twin brother I never knew I had.
Crazy. That is crazy. You got to tell me how did that come about?
Oh man. So we Benny rebooted his system yesterday or whatever, and it kicked everybody. I mean, he started a new stream. So when I'm off air, I usually just put the camera on me, so people can see my face and I talk. I think it's more personable when you can see people's faces and they're talking,
Right.
So I always put my face on. And as soon as I did that, the man said, "Oh my goodness, my brother from another mother, my twin brother." I was like, "For real? Let me see." So then he put the camera on him, and as soon as I started seeing the goatee, because I didn't see his full face at first, it was like a slow reveal. Started with the goatee, and or what do you call it? Van Dyke with Doug Chris?
Van Dyke.
Van Dyke. It started with the Van Dyke. I gotta be correct, because Manny gets upset when I call a goatee a Van Dyke and a Van Dyke a goatee. So we had a whole debate about that once. So it started with the Van Dyke, and then he got the glasses and the short hair and cheeks. I was like, wow, that's crazy. He is a little bit more gray than I am. Just a little bit, but we're about the same age, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I just started graying when I was like 19.
I started at 16, but then it tapered. Like at first it was just like blondish highlights, right? And then they just started turning gray, and then they just continue to turn gray. And my hair's a little bit more grayer, but I put gel in it, and so it looks darker than what it really is. But it's funny, man. Like when I saw him, I just couldn't believe it. I like, for real, this dude does look like me for real. Like that is crazy. So I guess all Puerto Ricans do look alike? Question mark?
At least maybe the ones that served in the military do. But.
Maybe. Adrian says he started to gray at 19 also. Yeah, it's just a sign of wisdom and maturity at a young age. That's all. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. I think it's hilarious, but I think it's also cool that you have a doppelganger that loves to do art, and is streaming on YouTube. What are the odds? Like,
right?
What are the odds? That you find someone that not only looks like you, but he has the same interest as you you know, and it happens to be streaming on YouTube at your same time, and you mishmash, you know, you meet. Well, we haven't physically met, but if I go to a con in if there's a con that he's gonna go to in Florida or whatever, I will make a cross country trip to go meet him for sure.
Right.
You know, because this will be like an awesome Instagram pic, you know, or Twitter pic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, El Guapo and El Guapo Jr.
Sounds like a hamburger.
It does.
I know, right?
Hey, you know what? We can make it into a franchise. Hold on to that thought. El Guapo Comic Burgers coming to a town near you, where everything is comic themed. The napkins have El Guapo comic characters. You know.
You know, we need comics in Happy Meals again, or Chick-fil-A or something. You know.
No, oh man, I love Chick-fil-A. I told you that. So I moved to the West Coast, and it's a liberal state.
Yeah. Too bad they're not open on Sundays.
Yeah. Oh, but here in the great state of Washington, they weren't open at all. They just opened 2 Chick-fil-A's here.
They don't want it. Oh, they didn't want the place, huh?
They didn't want the place because of the religious views.
Yes.
Never mind the fact that as far as I know, no Chick-fil-A has ever discriminated against anybody.
No, they just have their own views and beliefs.
And the president does.
Yeah.
Not to mention they are not forced to go there.
Yeah. So they weren't here for a while, but they just recently opened too, and I have hope for this place yet.
Yeah.
I have hope. So yeah, they weren't open for a while. So I found that interesting. People were like, yeah, those Chick-fil-A's just opened right before you moved here. I was like, for real?
You're welcome.
I said, look, man, I'm gonna bring some more good stuff because y'all barbecue sucks too. So
Yeah. Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A, not down in the woods.
Look. I tried what they call barbecue here, and I was extremely disappointed.
It's because it rains all the time.
It does rain all the time, but that has nothing to do with a good smoker. You know, smokers are waterproof. You know, you can smoke some meat now and still make some great barbecue. No.
I don't buy it.
I tried it, and I was like, wow, for real, this is. And I told Manny the story. I ran into the guy who owns the barbecue place in my side business. Which I still got to work on getting off the ground, which I've been procrastinating, but I gotta put some more effort into it. But I went to a conference and I met the guy, and he was like, "Man, have you ever heard? You know, I do barbecue here." I said, "You do barbecue?" So I asked him, you know, "Hey, what barbecue you do?" He told me, and it was the place that I bought the barbecue from, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that his barbecue sucked.
Oops.
I was like, "For real? Oh yeah, I think I've seen that place. Really? You should." And he was like, "You should go. I'll give you a free meal." And I was like, "The barbecue's so bad, I don't even want the free meal." Like, honestly, I mean, it's an attempt at barbecue, but I don't know what was going on. I talked to my friend. I have a friend that I've known for over 30 years, and he's been here ever since then. You know, like 30 years ago, he moved over here, and I was like, "Bro, do y'all have any good barbecue in this state?" He said, "Nope, nowhere." And I'm like, man, Mission Barbecue needs to come here. Now, I don't know if y'all know what Mission Barbecue is. And I'm probably you won't, because it's probably a East Coast thing. But man, that is some amazing barbecue. And it's a franchise, which makes it even crazier because I never thought a franchise could have such good barbecue. But their barbecue is completely amazing.
And you know, I've never heard of it. Now I really, really wish we'd get one up here.
Bro, next time you go to well, no, it's in Fayetteville only. I don't think it's anywhere else in North Carolina. You will have to actually drive all the way to Fayetteville.
Ooh.
So over here, the big one, and I haven't been yet, is called Sony's. Anyone ever heard of that?
Yes.
So what do you think of that?
Man, it's been a while since I had Sony's. Remember, I used to live in Clearwater. So that was back in the days where they had the hot dog girls. I don't know how long you've been in Florida.
Not that long.
I don't know if they still got the hot dog girls, but yeah, it's been a while. I was in Florida in the 80s. So it's been a while. I would have to think back in my memory bank. Shady D says, I got the guys to get invited to the Super Bowl to make barbecue like 20 minutes from my place. Nice. See, and that's the thing that people, oh man, and the sweet tea here sucks too. But anyway, I digress. Even like the chains over here are different. Like, but yeah, man, I think if I had the funds, I would bring a Mission Barbecue here. I think it would kill it. I think it would kill it. But
Yeah,
then
like when Krispy Kreme gets introduced into an area.
yeah, Krispy Kreme is another. Yeah, that's another. Love Krispy Kreme. I don't eat it that much or that often. My wife, you know, she looks out for my health. She was like, that's enough. You push the limits on them donuts, son. That's enough. I get rationed. You know, it's all good though. She does it out of love, I think. But yeah. But yeah, so those are wonderful things, man. Let me see what Shinova's doing. He looks like he's coloring something. It's a Raggedy Man says, go past Fayetteville to Elizabethtown. There's an amazing barbecue place there. I'm pretty sure there is. I've been to Elizabethtown. Been to Whiteville, Elizabethtown, up and down the coast. Booster says, where did everyone go? The only person that left is Pope Fire. Everybody else is still here.
And I think we got some more since you were in here, Booster. Unless you're sort of quietly lurking in the background.
Yeah, we got Ryan Cardinal. We got Shinobi Raccoon. We got Josh Chris Arts, who's refilling Copic markers right now. We got a Wapo Comics, who's become a staple, a mainstay now into the fold, and of course, trusty sidekick. You know. So yeah, so Raggedy Man knows the area. He said he went past Fayetteville to Elizabethtown. Yeah, you know, and in Spring Lake there's a barbecue place called Nobles. It's pretty good too.
There's a really good one in I think Rocky Mount called Ralph's.
Yeah,
good fried chicken too.
And you know the funny thing is, you know, you live in like I lived in North Carolina for 20 plus years, right? And I'm a foodie, right? I go to eat everywhere. I mean, I've been everywhere. Brasso Steakhouse. I mean, you name it. If there's a restaurant in North Carolina, more than likely I've been to it. You know, but I come over here thinking, you know, oh, the West Coast should have some good food, you know, blah, 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 blah. No. I can see why people here are skinny. It's not the kale and the tofu. They just cook terrible. It's just bad food.
I think that's why they cook terrible.
That's why it's always raining. They generate their own, you know, clouds of doom because they're not getting fed properly.
And my Discord pals, they all disappear on me, says Booster. And Joshua Hughes says, join the stream, Booster. I don't know. We can bring Booster, but I don't know. But yeah, no, it's interesting experience though, man. I'm not gonna lie. But like, if any of y'all come to the con in Seattle, let me know, and I'll definitely make an effort to be down there or up there.
When's the con?
I think it just passed. I don't know when the next one's going to be. I have to look it up. Oh, Josh, the email's finally updated, and I'm getting now emails from the Raleigh Galaxy Con now.
Okay.
They finally updated. They're like, Josh keeps correcting me. I'm like, look, man, it keeps saying Raleigh SuperCon, man. Don't get mad at me. Ape Sapien is in the house. He's in the chat saying hello. They're talking about that their Discord. We're back on Josh. He's doing some backgrounds on his piece. Booster Creeper says, don't invite Booster. He's an unfunny hack. Nah, he's funny. I like him.
Funny looking.
Oh, damn. Really? Yeah. You got to hit him with that?
Oh, he makes fun of me. I got to make fun of him. I love you, Booster. My wheat-filled burp.
The love is in the air. And Wapo's working on his second panel. Checking him out. Oh, Wapo works pretty fast, actually.
A laudable skill.
Booster says, "Oof, no love, Manny."
Oh Lord,
Poor Manny.
no, it's not poor Manny. We have fun.
They always have fun. Them kids love each other, man.
Yeah,
Manny's like that uncle they wish they never had.
There we are.
wow. That hurt, man. That hurt my fifis.
That cut deep. That cut
That hurt
deep.
my fifis.
I'm triggered.
Oh Lord.
Shady D says, so the first time seeing your stream, so everybody on the stream draws. Yes, we're all artists. Well, they're all artists.
You're an artist too, brother. Don't.
I am I am a hobbyist, an enthusiast
He is an artist.
who sometimes draws. You know, and today I'm not drawing because if my system is all jacked up and I would have to reboot, and if I reboot, the stream dies, and I don't want to interrupt the flow of these great guys that are doing stuff here.
Game over, man. Game over.
I don't want to do that. But yeah, Shady Dids. This is usually primarily. I do some gaming, but I haven't done that in a while. But this is primarily an art stream. We like to draw and talk. Talk about whatever. I have a good time. We like to keep it about the comics, about the artwork. We like to keep it light, and have fun. And what you're seeing here are you have 4 people here. Shinobi Raccoon, who is going to do a book called Shinobi Raccoon, and I'll let him expand. El Guapo is going to do a book called Chango. Good Dog Press is doing a book called The Unbreathable Skunk Girl. Ryan Cardinal is doing a book as well, whose name escapes me right now. So we'll start. Yeah, we'll start with Ryan Cardinal. Tell us about your project, when it's coming out, and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, I got Caius on Indiegogo right now. There's 9 days left in the campaign. If anybody wants to go check it out, you can just go check it out there. And the story, book 1, follows. Hold on, I got to just stop drawing here. I can't draw and talk at the same time.
I have that same problem.
Oh yeah, it's like switch on. All right, now I can be a normal human. Yeah, book 1 follows this girl right here. Actually, this blue girl, Maya. And she's a thief who has stolen something, and she's being hunted down by psychic bounty hunters. And if she can get to a certain area in this foreign land, she might be able to escape. So that's what book 1 involves. And from there, the book will follow these guys after book 1.
That actually sounds cool.
Yep. And then you see right now, as he was talking, we white boxed him so you can see some of his artwork. And, he's a pretty good, talented artist. And so if you're interested in that, just browse the Indiegogos, and we'll get that together for you. And then let's go ahead and white box Shinobi, and Shinobi can talk to you about his project.
Okay, so the concept I got really going on here is really the Shinobi here is actually a sidekick to the main hero of the city she is currently residing in. He's gone. The hero has gone missing, and it's up to the Shinobi and the others and her other sidekick / friend to find him, to try to find him, and while at the same time keeping the city safe from the freaks of said city.
And then Ryan Cardinal was saying, hey, chat. And Good Dog Press is working on a book called The Unbreathable Skunk Girl. He's working on some secret stuff, so that's why you see his icon. Manny, take it away, sir.
Well, come back to me. Let me pull something up.
All right, no problem. We're gonna go to El Guapo, and I know you talked about it before earlier, El Guapo, but we have some new people. So could you please indulge us?
Sure. So I'm working on a horror comic where a mother and her son lose their father and a husband, and really affects the boy pretty intensely. But the mother ends up, they want to take a vacation out in California to meet up with some relatives, thinking that this is going to help her son. And while they're out there, the son goes out to Santee Alley to try to find this temple to worship, to get rid of these demons that have been haunting him since the death of his father. So we're going to look into that, the demons and how they oppress people, and that sort of thing. So it was like a horror fantasy aspect, kind of like Pan's Labyrinth meets The Sixth Sense kind of thing.
Mm.
Yep. And there you go, people. So what you're seeing here is a collective group of talented individuals who want to push out their own books, and your support is always greatly and immensely appreciated. Coming to the streams helps, putting the word out helps, and just being out there and being part of the creative process is something that we enjoy and want to share with you guys. So don't be afraid to come in here, talk about it, and pass the word around. Everybody in here has their own channels and they do their own streams, and they also put out videos of some of the artwork they're doing. Good Thought Press is a prime example. Well, except for Trusty, but Trusty eventually he'll get there. I promise. And here's Manny now with something to show for Good Thought Press and the Unbreathable Skunk Girl.
So, Unbreathable Skunk Girl will be coming out July 2nd, 2019. This is the tentative cover. It may change. I'm still working on it. I've been working on this cover for like 7 months, trying to improve it as much as I can. There's going to be a variant cover also, which is being done right now. I do not have any drawings for that, but it's going to be 80 pages of fun. Full color. It's going to be perfect bound comic book. And it's time to cheer for the bad girl, okay? I'm sick and tired of superheroes. I want a good villain story, and that's what this is all about. Fun. It's going to be totally action-packed. I mean, you see her with her little gun right there. This is done by El Guapo. Beautiful piece of artwork done by El Guapo. And then we got a beautiful piece of artwork done by Pablo Romero also. So it's gonna be
sweet, isn't it?
And I wish I had my little Manny the Manatee with her also.
I think it's interesting that we're both doing comic books that aren't about the hero. Yours is about the villain, and mine is from the point of view of the sidekick.
I love a good sidekick story.
I mean, if you see Skunk Girl sidekicks right there, that's her henchmen. They're not just skunks. They have a big part in the storyline. It's going to be fun. It's everything that Squirrel Girl is not. Sexy.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She's sexy. She's long-legged. She's leggy. Love the legs. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're gonna go back to the 90s, the bad girl comics. Those are fun times, and that's the reason why you got comics, because you want it to be fun. You want it to be entertaining. You don't want people that's sitting around drinking latte and talking about their foofies.
Yeah. Comic Book says he's got an idea for Skunk Girl piece. He's got to get his BMKB piece done first. Shady D says nice.
Battle made Knuckle Bomb.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you said that, because I was like, yo, I don't even know what that means.
Like I said, I mean, they ain't gonna be sitting around drinking and talking about their fifis. There's some eating. There's some eating that happens in this book, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And
that's all I got to say about
it doesn't go on for panel after panel. There's some eating.
So there you have it, Shady Deeds. And Shabby says, I do have one panel of sitting and drinking. And Shabby, you're late, man. You missed Poke Fire to Starfire person.
Yep.
Starfire person, I like that.
I mean, I can't remember all that. What her whole name is too low.
We don't want to say what she calls herself.
Right. Raggedy Man says, when does she take a bath in tomato soup? Yesterday, and we're not doing that ever again.
Nope. That was a mistake on my part.
Comic Book says, nice Hulk. That's a Paul Pelletier piece. I just did some ink somewhere. This is one of the first things I inked ever on one of my streams, but we're talking about Paul Pelletier, and I just remember that I had that, and I was like, yo, I have this. And so we just kind of pushed it out there.
I wonder why Booster's saying,
I don't know. Is he on the chat? Because he said Adrian said he was going to send him the link. So I thought Adrian sent him the link.
No.
I did not get a chance to say hi to her for you. She wasn't feeling too good. Let me find Booster on the Twitters.
Well, Skunker is served some kiwis.
Let's see. Yeah, prior. Let me see if I can find Booster. Booster boy.
Booster Gold.
Is that what his name is?
Yes, sir.
All right, I might be able to find him somewhere in here.
I was just guessing.
I might find him. No, no. There he is. I have sent him the link before. I was like, man, maybe I don't know Booster.
No Booster. We all know Booster.
We know Booster from that other stream.
Yeah. The greatest story never told.
Booster's a good guy, man. He's another color commentary guy like me.
Yeah, he'll come in and says, "How you guys doing, boys? Boys or fellas? One of the two." He's gonna say.
We'll see, man. Maybe he'll surprise you, brother.
Maybe that'd be cool.
All right, let me do my round table. Let's see where Trusty's at. Oh, Trusty.
Working on the baby.
That is looking pretty doggone amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm pretty happy with it so far.
Well, the thing is,
That's so cool.
the Pope Fire person, Starfire person, she looks happy, so that's what's better.
Right?
Yep.
Chevy says, I failed him for the last time. I'm sorry, Chevy. Booster just joined the call.
Chevy.
Oh, how is it going, lads?
Hey, Booster, what news do you bring us from the future?
Global warming has killed everyone. It was all true.
Do your part. Go electric.
Yeah.
Well,
That's about it.
Do your part. Go electric.
Those writers, what?
Hey, Booster, Shabby says he wants you to shout him out.
Chevy, you can have a shout out.
Oh no! Comic Books Buzz says Booster is here. Time to change the channel.
Oh, that's
Yeah, get out of here. I don't need you.
that is so mean.
Yeah.
How are we
Oh.
gonna do that?
That was
Okay.
cold.
Cold-blooded.
Very, very cold. We love our oil burp.
Oh, someone has to love me. Jeez.
I do.
Aw. Oh, smoochies.
Well, maybe not like that. But yeah.
That makes you gay.
No, it doesn't.
Only if you close your eyes.
I enjoy it.
And your leg pops.
Oh boy.
Well, Booster here. Oh, he said, Booster Kiwi, you know I'm your hero, Booster. So yeah. But I just Booster here gonna have to change gear. Look, man. I let the man in because everybody said we should let Booster in. Now y'all are dropping on me, man. I feel some kind of way, man. I actually like Booster. He is a color commentary guy like me.
He's okay.
You know.
I like
But you know, he does work with Manny's doppelganger. So
that's the one.
The Chester Busby. Yes.
yeah. I mean, if you want to give him that title like the Chester, but it's fine. I just call him Chester. Yeah, you know, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not impressed. He plays the saxophone. That's about the most impressive thing he does.
That's pretty impressive. Why aren't we impressed by Chester? How are you not impressed by the Chester Busby?
You know, I just
He was kind of angry yesterday.
what Chester is always mad.
He's very angry. Boy, what did you do? What did you do to make Chester angry? I assume you deserve it.
No, I've never made Chester angry.
And friends, and that's what got him all butthurt.
I never do anything to make Chester angry. He gets angry all on his own. Like
I see.
you know, Shabby says I like Booster as well, even though he doesn't like me back. I don't know what's up with that. Is that like a whole poke fire thing?
Look. This little guy, this little fella, Shabby over here, is trying to cuck me. And I don't play that. I don't play with that.
Right.
Speaking of Pope Fire, she's here in the chat. She's saying, "Oh my goodness, it's so cute."
She's still awake.
Apparently,
Look, if she says she's going to sleep, assume she's lying.
Oh my goodness, that relationship is not built on trust. I see.
No, right?
Sounds like it's built on repetition and consistency, though.
Absolutely.
So
That's
Profile
because
wants
I
me
know
to
her.
wants me to go back on Trusty, so I'm gonna go back on Trusty for a little bit longer.
Don't give in to her.
You know, just for a little bit, just for a tad bit.
And she's my patron.
Oh, don't give in to her.
But she's paying for this piece, so you know. I mean, not for this stream, but she's paying for the piece that
Is she paying you?
she's paying Trusty, and Trusty is a brother to me, so I'm gonna help him out.
Understandable.
There you go.
You know what? Why would I not? And Manny, check your DMs.
Check my DMs.
Well, you sent me a DM. I think it was you.
Oh, are you having a little private conversation over there? Should we not
Yeah.
intrude?
Yeah.
So I shouldn't poke and say, "Oh, what are you boys saying to each
Oh,
other?
it wasn't
Is
you.
is
I'm
it nice?
sorry.
Is it salty?
It
Are you
was
talking
Tank.
about me? Are you talking about me via DMs?
No, it was Tank. Never mind.
Oh crap!
I love
Booster,
it.
what happened? I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said. You started talking, but gibberish
don't-
came out like
I just
like
started
Charlie
yelling.
Brown. You sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, wah, wah,
I don't want to
wah,
say
wah.
anything. I don't want to say anything. I just want to be heard.
Doesn't every adult in Peanuts sound like that though?
Yeah. That's Booster's. That's what he sounded like for a minute. No, I think Tank is working on something, and
Yeah, where the hell is Tank? I mean, he just DM'd me 4 minutes ago.
yeah, and he's working on something. Pope Fire says, "I like Manny even though he hates me. Manny doesn't hate you."
I don't hate you.
With that though, I just came in so I could subvert your expectations and not say fellas or boys. So, and I must be back off again. So have a good one, lads.
You too, Booster, man. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit a like. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out.
Of
Really
course.
appreciate it.
Love you.
Bye.
My eyes were open the whole time.
I see. Oh, Josh is working on something else here.
Yeah, sorry, I had muted myself. I didn't want you all to hear the Copic sounds of them coming, trying to find them out.
What you got there, Josh?
There we are.
It's another just piece I was working on, just to coloring All Might.
All my time.
Yeah. It says Booster is such a diva.
Oh, I know what the problem is.
Let me see what we got going on here. I mean, if y'all have never watched Josh Color, the people in the panel, check him out, man. This dude is amazing with freaking Copics, man.
I hate it though because it doesn't show up as good on stream.
I know, but I have that. I still have that spawn you did for me that I'm gonna frame now that I got an office space, and I'm gonna frame some of the things like the Neil Adams stuff and the spawn you did for me. So you're gonna go next to Neil Adams, okay? So, it's pretty impressive. That spawn is freaking nice.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad your wife likes the rocket.
Oh yeah, she loves it, man. It's in her office. At her office, not in the office space here, but in her office, her actual office.
Right.
And people that walk in have commented a lot on it. So, so your work is getting out there, man, which is pretty good. Can I get E to come on? Man, your show is like early. I'm not even awake. But you know what, Shabby? We can do that. I will if I have to wake up at 2:00 in the morning so I could be on your show. Just let me know, and I'll make an effort. But your show is like early. Like I remember when I was on the East Coast, I was just barely getting to work when you were on.
Wow.
Yeah, like his show was super early in the morning, like super. But but I'll make an effort, dude. If you want me, I'll make an effort. Sure, I don't mind.
I make no promises.
Yeah, because I do have to work as well, though. So I can make it before work. But once work starts, I got to dip because I got to work. You know, and speaking of which, I gotta get a new certification, which means I may not be streaming as much because I'll be having to study.
Understandable.
They just switched the contract on me, so it's gonna be interesting.
Gotcha. Okay, if you're not streaming, I guess I'll.
But you still got El Guapo. You still
Yes.
got Good Dog.
Daddy.
You know, and you got you and you know.
Yes, it's true.
So, but you
So
know,
I still have options.
you have a lot of options. I'll more to come forth later as I find out what exactly the direction the company's moving at and what it is exactly they want me to do. But we'll see. You know, it's getting to the age where these sudden changes are really beginning to take a toll on me. So we'll see.
I understand perfectly.
And Shabby says, "You are the core of the show, Raggedy. I think of you as a co-host." And Raggedy said, "That's a sad core." Yeah. See what I mean about Josh? I don't know if you're seeing Josh's screen, but like his Copic collection is formidable.
That's just the ones I'm showing you.
You
If only those markers weren't so expensive.
you gotta do like Josh. Josh sets out his Christmas list, his Christmas wish list, and his relatives just buy him Copic markers.
Yeah, that's all I ask for is like that's not a huge list of every color I need or refill, and that's it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my relatives aren't that rich.
I mean, they could just buy one Copic marker. Like you get 5 people to buy you one Copic marker, that's 5 Copic markers.
So everybody go to Michael's with the 50% off coupon and get more markers.
Yeah, Comic Book Boss says a lot of money on that table right now. Indeed.
But you know,
Which
you
is
get on the mailing list for Carpe Diem markers. They have periodic sales on Copics. They just had one from Memorial where the original ones were 2 something, and I think the sketch markers were 3 something.
And just go to dickblick.com.
There you go. That's Josh's favorite site.
Yep, it's good.
We got Ryan Cardinal over here. Looks like he's
It's
flattered.
good. Well, it's good to know. I remember when Dick Blick was an actual store that I could walk into and pick up a few things.
Yeah,
At least in my area.
that's the same. I got 2 of the same. God.
Nowadays, I have to go to either Michael's or AC Moore for all my art supplies.
That they're barely art supplies there though.
AC Moore is disappointing.
Yeah, I went
Wapa's
there. and
already on his 4th panel.
Yeah.
Third
The last
panel.
the last thing I got from AC Moore's was a set of graphite pencils.
Sorry, I saw Comic Book Bob over $100 of markers. You're not joking.
Yeah. Hey, being an artist is not cheap.
Nope. No, it isn't.
It's not cheap, people. It's not cheap. So sometimes when people charge you for those commissions, and you'll be like, "Man, well, you gotta think about all
That's
the
why-
money that
yeah,
they
that's
spent
why-
on materials."
Yeah, that's why we're charging you this stuff.
You know, and some people are outrageous, you know, because they're that talented. But materials are not cheap, ladies and gentlemen. They are not cheap.
When you're good at something, you never do it for free.
You know, I mean,
And that's why I make more sales than the expensive guys.
yeah. Because Josh is actually reasonably priced, like super reasonable. Some people say too reasonably, but
I've been accused of that a few times.
you know what? Here's the thing: as long as he's happy doing it and he's making a profit, who cares? You know,
Make that money.
you know. Let's say
Not
that's a
about the
good
money,
thing.
Just making sure I can get to the next con, or I can get the next material I need.
Keep happening to me.
Shabby says he's got to keep on grinding. So see you later, Shabby. Thanks for dropping by.
Hey, Chevy.
Shepard.
Oh, man.
See ya, Shabby. Where the hell is this not working? Oh, that's the problem.
Man, this is a beautiful day, man. People are doing some wonderful things. Just watching the process of what you guys are doing, since I'm not doing anything today, is amazing.
Understandable.
You know, watching El Guapo draw like 3 panels, doing some layouts is pretty cool.
Well, I try, since I ink it myself, I'm looking to just get the structure of it,
Yeah, Jim Lee does the same thing. Jim Lee does like some loose pencils when he does his streams, and then he just starts laying inks, and then it comes out amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he does his pencils for comics, but I've seen him like when he did
comics, they're super tight because
they're comics.
But when he does his streams, like he'll draw some abstract shapes and then he'll start laying inks and it'll come out amazing. If you've never watched Jim Lee stream on Twitch, you have to sit down and watch it. It's pretty crazy, And he'll change the drawing midway through it while he's laying inks, and it's crazy, and it'll still come out amazing.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, I know. McFarlane's kind of the same way.
But watching Todd Knock is pretty awesome too. But Jim Lee does some loose pencils.
Yes.
And he'll turn that amazing. Now I've seen him do the Superman cover. He did it on his Twitch channel. What's the last Superman cover that he did that came out for 150, 50? So I don't remember. But it took him like 4 streams to do it because he did it all on stream only. He didn't work on it other than on the streams. And it was crazy.
That guy's amazing.
It was crazy. But I think his streams like 2 or 3 hours on Saturdays or something like that. And he only does it on Twitch though. And
right.
And and he'll do giveaways. Like he'll do 2 or 3 drawings on a stream, and he'll do giveaways at the end of the stream and whatnot. It's pretty cool. And sometimes he'll silent auction stuff, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to win any of those.
Yeah. So give the guy a break, all right?
I haven't won any of those, but I would love to win one of his art pieces, or be able to win one of the bids.
Mm-hmm.
Within reason, of course, because people go crazy on those bids with Jim Lee, and they bid some serious money.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's Jim Lee. Who wouldn't want it?
That's right.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I like him. He does interact with the chat because he had talked about his early days in Image, and I was like, yeah, when you was wearing that Malcolm X hat, he was like, yeah, I don't know why I used to wear that Malcolm X hat. So it was pretty cool because he does interact, and I think that's why I like interacting with the chat so much. Even though, I'm just who I am.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to interact with the chat. I don't really. I mean, I understand that some of these streams have a lot of people, and it's hard to get to everybody. But I guess that's why some people will say tag. We'll say tag me, and I'll see it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Shady D says, "Man, Shinobi, I had to stop Draw Nerd Wonder at least till I'm ready to make my Twitter comic. But your stuff is coming out nice."
Well, thank you very much.
He is digging that piece. As a matter of fact, let me flip over to you real quick.
Yeah, Nerd Wonder liked the pencil sketch.
That's always good. Tank Ferret says, Pasty Rican confirmed. Yeah, I told you.
That's going to be a thing now.
Yeah, I call myself a Lido Rican. He said Pasty Rican. And Tank, I'm wearing cowboy boots in that picture, so I'm really, really not living the stereotype on that one.
Wait a second now.
So for my 50th birthday, my wife was like, she didn't know. She knew what she had in mind to get me, and I've been I had some friends because I was in North Carolina, so I had a lot of friends that wore cowboy boots, and they kept telling me how comfortable they were. So I told my wife, man, I want to check out some cowboy boots, because they keep telling me they're comfy and whatnot. And I would really, be something else to wear, So she for my birthday, she bought me some cowboy boots, and we went up to the mountains. So I decided to wear the cowboy boots. Well, man, it is what it is, man.
Are they comfortable?
They are unbelievably comfortable.
Really?
Unbelievable. And they can get even more comfortable because they got special inserts, but I didn't buy those that are real cushiony, and I mean, I was really surprised how comfortable they really were. I was like, wow.
So believe the hype on that one, huh?
Yeah, I was skeptical, but yeah, I wore them all through the weekend. Walked must have walked 2 or 3 miles a day, just going through the town and enjoying the sights and whatnot. Feet didn't hurt, no blisters, no nothing. Just they worked.
Well, inquiring minds want to know if you were walking bow-legged. That's the question.
Unfortunately, no, I am not bow-legged. I didn't ride any horses, but I did ride. I did rent us a carriage ride. You know where they have the horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah.
I rented one of those out. That's about as close as I got to the horse. But no bow-legged walks.
You know what? That shit is a little too dark.
But that was a great question. That was a great question. No bow-legged walks. Let's see if Josh started laying colors down. Oh, yep, Josh already started laying colors down. Yeah, I mean, if y'all have not seen Josh work on Copics, man, y'all are definitely in for a treat, man. This dude, he is there. He's almost at Todd Knock level.
Don't be saying that stuff now.
I'm saying that's how much I like the way he colors with Copics, man. If you ever watched a Todd Knock video, man, you can watch Josh Chris, and it's pretty doggone amazing, man. Now, Todd Knock is a legend doing Copics and watercolors. If y'all have not seen his streams, man, you all are missing out. You all are missing out. That dude, humble, very kind, and he takes the time to explain why he uses what Copic marker he uses, what colors he uses, how he blends them, and what he likes to blend with. So it's not only watching him do it, he gives you a class. Like, it's pretty amazing. If you haven't checked him out, check him out. Not that he needs my help because he's Todd Knock, but I'm just saying, if you're an aspiring colorist, check him out.
I try to do it on my streams. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's something I usually tend to strive for.
Yeah, no, seriously, this dude is good, man. The way he does his pencils, his inks, the way he colors, and he does it all with Copics, and the way his images look after he's done. Wow. Josh owns one. He owns a Todd Knock piece.
Nice.
So he can tell you.
Awesome.
Yeah, my wife surprised me, and she's been messaging him for a long time, trying to get a piece, and finally one came available. The buyer backed out on him, so she offered whatever the price was the guy was going to pay. Yeah, that was right up there with Jim Lee price. I did not know he was that expensive.
There we are.
Yeah, she still reminds me. She's like, "Hey, we got to frame that. It's the most expensive artwork we've ever bought. So frame that."
Yeah, I ain't mad at it, but that's a nice piece to frame.
Oh yeah.
And in case y'all wondering, it's a Colossus, which is Josh's favorite hero, and I think is his favorite. I know he really likes Colossus a lot. So
what's not to like?
Yeah, Colossus is a good one.
Colossus is the best.
And so yeah.
I'm
trying to figure out why on my panel in my Google Hangouts it shows everybody, but on the YouTube stream it only shows three people.
Oh, that's right. Wow, that is weird.
So it's right now it's Trusty, Josh, and El Guapo, according to YouTube, is the only people on the stream. Not even me.
Not even you.
Not even me. But on my Hangouts, I got everybody. I got Ryan Cardinal, Shinobi. I got Trusty, Good Dog Press, and El Guapo. So right now it's Trusty, Josh.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. They're gone.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wonder if I highlight one of the people that are not there, if it shows them on the channel. So we'll wait because there's a little bit of a delay.
You kind of force it.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, we'll see what happens. I don't see much of anything going on. That's weird.
It's
That's
still
really
on
weird.
me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, yeah, because I just unscreen shared my side to see if this to see if there was something going wrong on my end, but it's not. It's all I can see is my avatar, and it should be showing what I'm doing on screen.
Yeah, same thing with me.
I was gonna say, who do you have selected? I mean, I'm seeing Josh.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing. It's crazy. Let me.
I'm gonna hop in and or hop out, hop back in.
Yeah, that's weird. So I wonder how long this has been happening because I've been talking and trying to show people stuff and like right
Not
now,
very long. Not very
well,
long.
because I right now I got it. Even though Good Dog is not doing anything, I have it. I have it on Good Dog.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing.
That's crazy. All right, Ryan Cardinal's joined. He's in, but he's not on the channel yet. Maybe
It's
there's a little
still
bit of
showing
delay.
me, Jimmy.
I know
Oh,
I
no,
can't.
There
There
goes.
you go. Now it finally moved over to a guapo. I apologize to the members of the panel. I didn't realize that it had gotten glitchy. So, oh, there you go. Somebody just popped back in.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan Cardinal popped back in. So I don't know what's going on. I
It's
did
just-
break a shady deal.
Okay, it looks like it's showing my Clip Studio page again.
Yeah. And now we got one,
That was
two,
weird.
3, 4, 5. But we have more than that on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're still missing one. But well, anyway, that's weird. That was an odd glitch. But it really doesn't really matter too much because at 9 o'clock, I know everybody's doing some great work, but Manny and I have decided the 2-hour format is kind of a good format. And the 9 o'clock it's hitting on the witching hour for us. So what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna go ahead and start letting people outro themselves. We're gonna start with the famous trusty sidekick.
All right. Well, you can find me at Trusty Sidekick 3 on Twitter and Trusty Sidekick Art on Instagram. I don't have a lot up there yet, but I post something every few days. And once I'm done with this, commissions are open. So if anybody would like anything, please get in touch with me.
Awesome. And Shinobi Raccoon.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter at Ronin Raccoon. You can also find me on Instagram at Tanuki Clan. I do drawings. I do drawing streams, and once I figure out where I want to host my comic, I will be letting you know that. So follow my Twitter and you'll get that news.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Mr. Ryan Cardinal, he has popped up his Indiegogo page, and we're going to see if we can share that with you guys. I hope it shows up. Mr. Cardinal, Ryan Cardinal, please tell us where you can be found and about your campaign.
Yeah, everybody can find me at The Ryan Cardinal on all my social media. So you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff at The Ryan Cardinal. And the Indiegogo campaign is open for 9 days. That's all that's left remaining. So if you want, pop on over there and check it out. And another cool thing you can do is if you want to sign up for the mailing list, that'll get you access to an 8-page preview of the comic and also let you in on the secret perk. And you can go to www.caiuscomic.com and you can sign up to the mailing list there.
Awesome. Thank you. Mr. Manny Correa.
I don't know if you're going to see anything. I am Manny from Good Dog Press, and you can find me on Good Dog Press on Monday and Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. And pretty much everybody you see on this panel will be there having fun. And be on the lookout for Unbreathable Skunk Girl, July 2nd. And I got to get her up on IndieCron and Indiegogo in the upcoming events soon.
Coming soon. Mr. El Guapo.
All right, so you can find me Twitter at El Guapo Comics, also on YouTube. Please subscribe at El Guapo Comics on YouTube, and on Instagram with the Art of Caesar Feliciano. Look for my project El Chango coming up here, hopefully the next 3.5 weeks or so. So that's it.
Thank you. And last but not least, my brother, my brother in arms, the guy who started this with me way back in the day, Mr. Josh Chris Art.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Josh Chris Art.
Thank you, sir. And I am your humble host and voice for the channel, E. Ortiz. I can be found at colorblind_E on Twitter. I can be found under E. Ortiz Arts on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, on this YouTube channel under E. Ortiz. I thank you all so much for joining us. We're humbled by your presence, and we want you to continue to support us and keep joining us. So without further ado, y'all have a blessed evening. God bless and good night.
Hello.
Bye bye.
I do.